Hello and welcome to the video. In this video I'd like to show you how I've added FPV onto the top of this little rock crawler here. Now this little rock crawler, this is the 1/24th scale Basher Rocksta rock crawler, and it's a video that I made a couple of weeks ago. Little bits of the garden keep falling off onto the mat because this is getting a load of action. But the FPV stuff adds another dimension, and it means that you can roll around in the garden and you can get a very different view of stuff. Now this isn't a particularly quick model. It's designed to with these very grippy soft tires to kind of go up and down obstacles. Anything about less than 2 inches high it'll easily crawl over, and adding an FPV camera gives a fantastic view of what's going on in the garden and allows you to explore in a way that you couldn't do before. And for those pilots who like quadcopters and other bits and pieces, but are looking for different ways to experience FPV, maybe due to legislation, bad weather, broken quadcopters or whatever, doing it with a little truck or rock crawler like this can be a lot of fun. So I talked about adding FPV and lots of people really interested. So let me just talk through what I've actually done here to get FPV onto this rock crawler. So first of all, the components. A couple of things that I'm using here. The first is I'm using the TX200 Runcam video transmitter. Again, I did a video on this. It's a little single board that screws onto the back of a micro camera and provides the power for the micro camera. Has a little whippy antenna. There it is on the actual model, and it means that if you have a camera of the right size, just screwing that on the back, you plug the battery in and you're all good to go. The other thing I've got, the camera on here is a little bit new. It's one of these. This is the new Racer camera. Now I've done a complete other video on the Racer camera. You can go and have a look at that. But the Racer camera is one of the latest micro cameras from Runcam that is very low latency, available in a couple of different versions. One with the TX and RX pins, so you can control it all from your Betaflight or iNav flight controller. And the other one has a conventional kind of joystick, and you can choose the one that you want. The last part is this thing here. Now this is something that I 3D designed. You know, I can't help myself when I see something like this. Back in the old days I'd have been whittling away a piece of balsa wood, but now I've made this part. And the way it works is it screws in to the two holes at the top where originally there was a metal plate, and then the camera fits into the front part, and there's enough of a gap behind it so that you can also fit in the TX200. So that's actually is what on the top of here. There's also a couple of slots by the side, hopefully the camera's picking those up as well, designed into it so that you can put some little cable ties in just to make sure that it doesn't pop off. The last thing you need then is a battery of some description. You'll need one of these little stick batteries if you're using the TX200. You can get them from loads of places, Hobby King. These are E-Flight ones that I used to use with little indoor helicopters. These are the Nanotech Turnigy ones. You just need one of those single cell ones and you can plug it in. And you plug it all in and it works. And this is the video from the model. The reason I've got the camera so high, originally I was actually going to mount it on the nose of the Rocksta, but I had a fantastic comment from a couple of people where they said, don't do that, put it as high as you possibly can, ideally with a slight view of the front of the model in it, and it gives you a much better field of view. You can actually see what's coming. The other thing as well is that it also means that the camera is pretty much the highest thing on the entire model, so if you look like you are below that level, you'll know that the truck will go underneath. And using the TX200, I've been able to get all around my garden, including the far side of fences and other bits and pieces, without any breakup at all. Two last little tips. First thing is I have added a big blob of hot glue at the back of where the antenna joins into the TX200, just to make sure that when it does roll over, because this does when you try and get too carried away with it, this antenna will bend, but just to make sure it doesn't pop off the connector. And the other thing I suggest as well is if you're going to use a little linear antenna like this on a model, I would make sure that you're using a little linear antenna on your receiver, and to get fantastic images at all times, I'm also using one of the latest linear patch antennas from Menace RC as well. Again, I'll put a link to the description here in the video so you can go and have a look at that. So hopefully that's interesting for those of you that want to make this. Now you know what I did to put it together, the parts I've used, and I've made that mount piece available on Thingiverse, so you can go and have a look at that and download it if you want to do the same to your Rocksta too. If you found that video useful or like the content, then please hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you want to go the extra step, you can become a Patreon of the Painless 360 channel and help provide support for what I do here. All the videos created here are put into playlists, so if you're interested in a particular topic, have a look at the playlist, and they all are organised in there to make them easier to use. If you're not sure if there's a video for your particular problem or topic you want to know more about, then add Painless 360 to the Google search term that you're interested in, and that should find the video, article or content about the particular thing that you're interested in having a look at.